The thing is, said Harry, if Slytherin is so bad, why don't you just abolish their house? You've got the power. Ah, said Dumbledore, who hoped no one would notice he was played by a new actor. That's not the point. Hermione spoke. All this magic is fun, but it's straying a long way from the national curriculum. What if Ofsted come? Well, said Dumbledore, fiddling with his owl. Can we stick to the point? You three must never go in the very special secret hall, which you'll obviously go in later. For that hall contains Voldemort's treasure, his 99p!
It's the 99p challenge! Indeed it is, the 99p challenge. I answer to the names Sue and Perkins in that strict order, and this is the programme that has saved lives. In 2001, lost in the jungle, dressed in just shorts, T-shirts, with no mobile phone, backpacker Jill Bracewell survived for 10 days just by drinking melted episodes of the 99p challenge, which she found collected in dried leaves. Then, by mistake, she skimmed and ate an edition of Quote Unquote and was poisoned until death. Never mind, eh? Will you now welcome tonight's guests, who are Armando Iannucci, David Quantick, Simon Pegg and Bill Bailey. And so, brave knights, the way will be arduous and fraught with idiocy. But it's time to saddle up and ride. Open any newspaper and what do you get? Ink all over your hands. And, if you read Richard Littlejohn, garbage all over your eyes. But let's assume we turn immediately to the announcements page. The births, marriages and deaths, or simply announcements like, to Dr. David Banner, congratulations on finally becoming a Hulk. You're incredible. Love, Mum. What newspaper announcements have the panel seen? Simon?
I saw in the back of the Hendon and Edgware Advertiser.
This isn't the news quiz.
I didn't know I was going to say that then. Mr. and Mrs. Nicholas Braidwood would like to announce that their cat Harry has given birth to a litter of snakes. They're not proud, but they feel it could be a sign of something.
David, welcome back with your quirky Quantic ways. And what have you seen?
Well, a very sad announcement. R.I.P. Sparky the Hamster, 2002 to 2003. In loving memory, and thanks for leaving us £40 million. We don't know how you managed to amass all that money in the short, cage-confined 10 months of your tiny little life, or indeed how you managed to write a will. But what the hell, we're not complaining. Now let's search the cat.
And Bill, what about you?
I like trains. I'm not ashamed.
And Armando, what have you spotted?
A couple births. Miss A. Widdicombe of Westminster is delighted to announce she has split in two to reproduce asexually. Pressed MP3 version of the entire series.
Is your cat too small? We can make your cat bigger. Write to making small cats bigger. Hendon.
Lose weight, sell your lungs.
St. Ruislip Fertility Clinic are pleased to announce the birth of a baby boy to 2 out of J. Steps, Jonah and Mary Naismith and Ellen J. Farrell. We'll be able to clarify which 2 when we go back through our paperwork.
Troubled by paying too many beggars in the streets? Spread your beggar payments with direct debit. or pay online at cupofteamyarse.com.
I would like to consolidate all my gifts into one tramp.
You could do that.
Into one easy tramp.
OK, a delight, and because personals cost pence per word to place, I'm going to put the panel in their place by procuring, then proffering pence per person. When you get applauded for alliteration, you know you're listening to BBC Radio 4. And at the end of that round, Amanda has 5 pence, Bill and David have 6 pence apiece, and Simon has 7 pence. Her Majesty the Queen was hospitalised recently with a bad knee, an injury she suffered whilst wrestling a panda to death as a present for Prince Philip. God bless you, Mum, I thought. I hope you're out soon. And the same goes for Edward. Now, in the Perkins household, we like nothing more than a good old royal procession to laugh at, accompanied by the hushed tones of whichever one of the 11,000 Dimbleby orcs it is that does that kind of thing. So, let's pass by them now. And, Simon Dimbleby, if you'd care to carry on.
And there's the Queen now, looking resplendent in a pink floral dress. This is her second attempt at the half-pipe. Scoring very highly on her last attempt with some impressive air off the vert. The Queen, of course, famous for her aerial 520s and kick turns. She is, of course, sponsored by Alien Workshop and Bones Wheels.
I'm brimming up. We go now to Bill Dimbleby. Please process the procession.
And there we can see the royal hedgehog, arrogantly flaunting its special road immunity.
And finally, Quantic Dimbleby.
And now the traditional fly past of the Queen's own enormous darts players. There now over Big Ben, emitting a plume of red, white and blue smoke, is Eric Bristow, who next week flies out to the Gulf, and behind him, 3 of the RAF's new specially converted Jockey Wilsons. Equipped for night flying and fueled by eco-friendly Lambert and Butler 100s.
OK, and now I throw open the procession to all the Dimblebys for commentary.
And there she is, coming round onto the Strand now, looking, as ever, horny.
And as the band of the Royal Marines files past, their place is taken by the Royal Corps of Men who look a bit like Richard and Judy. Formed by the merger in 1998 of the Queen's Own Finnegans, 1721st Smug Presenter Regiment, the Corps now salute the Queen before returning to barracks to present an item about smokers who'd like to adopt.
And there's the beautiful state carriage, of course fitted out with GPS satellite tracking. And underneath it, Prince Edward, clinging to the bottom of the carriage, filming up the Queen's trousers. His bald head sparking off Pall Mall's cat's eyes.
And behind the Queen, there in his usual white robe and tall, white, pointed hat, is Prince Philip.
And as the entire royal family assemble on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, one can't help looking at this family of people, men and women, and thinking, if this was a porn film, you'd take it back.
There seems to be some mistake. Instead of the flag, a corgi has been raised on the flagpole.
And the Queen releases a dove of peace, and Prince Philip has shot it. And the procession swings now round the mall.
The 99p challenge. It's a game of 2 halves, like Yahtzee isn't. And as we're midway, let's all have a break now for some healthy, energising smoothies. It's still early in the year, and we haven't completely given up on being healthy yet. I've got my smoothie blender here.